As I pull up to my storefront, there's an alarm going on next door because sometimes animals, I guess, get in the store or in the whatever, in the roof, and the alarm goes off periodically. Sometimes it's in the middle of the night. And, usually the cops show up. So, as I'm pulling into my place to unload some ladders and stuff, now it's like, okay, I can't get out because then I'll be outside. And if the cops show up to check the alarm, I don't know if it's a cop that knows about it or whatever. So I'm like, okay. And then especially if I'm unloading stuff, I've been through all this before. So, like, I start getting in my head like, oh my God, dude. And what if it's one of the dickbags that harassed me and threatened me from the police station, from the security guard asshole at the Ashboro Mall that lied about me and fucked me up because he lied and he slandered me and whatever. So, like, and plus I got all these other triggers, and I just don't like law enforcement anymore because I don't trust them unless I'm controlling the situation of them coming up to me. Because they have a routine and a responsibility where they have to assert themselves and ask questions and find out what's going on and even place whoever is in their focus at the scene as if something's going on, and feed that to try and decipher if something's going on or not. And I don't want to be involved in the games. So it's like and then like, okay, if I leave, then I'll be taking off from the place as the alarm's going off. If I go in to start unloading my stuff, it's going to be suspicious to them because that's where their mind is at constantly. So, like, I start, like, getting, like, nervous, and I'm like, like, what the heck? And if it is one of the people that, I see before there, it's like, so this whole trigger thing starts happening, and then the officer shows up, and of course he pulls behind me, kind of, and of course he's looking at my plate, and then he comes to the window, and I had to control the situation, and I had to, be stern with him and assert myself, and direct him through the situation, and to focus on the situation of the alarm. So it's like, I'm going to post that interaction, but it just takes me away, man. It's not fair. Like, they should have honored me, and they should have charged the guy that lied about me on 911 because it fucked up my whole routine. It fucked up my circumstance here and everything. And then when I tried to complain, they came against me because I was an outsider and new here, even though I'm an American, no different than anybody of these people. And I'm actually more upstanding because I don't call the police and lie about people to get them to come out on a pretense that they're refusing to leave, which means that the police are going to have to remove you physically. So it's like, I don't set people up like that. I'm not a scumbag. So, like, I go into this nervous cycle because I know that the cop that's going to come is going to go into interrogation and, and suspicion mode and, investigating mode. So it's like, I didn't know the cop. He was cool. But he did assert that, like, if I had went in there and tripped it, which is an okay question, but I don't like them questions now because, like I said, my relationship with the police should be nothing. Because, number one, I will not do anything to deserve police interaction unless it's an accident, which we need them in those circumstances. But I'm not a crime committer, so it's like, it's so hard to get over being wronged by the police, being falsely prosecuted, doing jail time as an innocent man because of fuckbag corrupt police and state's attorneys and judges. And it's like, It's so hard, dude. It's so hard. And it completely takes me out of life and context, man. And, I didn't sue him, and I should have, and I could have, but all the lawyers here are locked up, and I didn't have any money at that time. And also, like, it's just I didn't have the transportation to go out of town and find a lawyer and do that time, and just phone calls don't get it. And if it's stuff like this, you have to do the work ahead of time, because the lawyers can't see that unless it's actually a physical injury. They don't see rights violations because there's no real lawyers for that, very few. And it just sucks, because my nerves and my metabolism and my composure and my mind and my emotions all take a hit from stuff like this. And I just hate it. I can't say I hate them because I don't know them, but I just hate it. I hate what you've done to me. I hate what law enforcement has become and what they've done to me. And, like the chiefs and the lieutenants and the sergeants and the commanders, none of them thought to come out and say, okay, maybe we should apologize for the assholes we did hire, for the couple of assholes that ruined it for the department. So there's no, like, recourse for my life. There's no sense of security in my life. And I have to get, like I said, I have to try and dominate the interaction, because if they lead the way, their mind is on that suspicion level. So they're trying to construct something in the form of a crime, because that's their job. And I don't like being like that with the police. It's hard to even let them ask questions, because they'll ask 20 questions and they'll start getting me irritated, because none of those things are ever true about me. So it's like, it's terrible. So I'm going to post a video, but I had to be kind of like standoffish, I guess you'd call it. It's not my natural form. I'm not in the ring. I used to do boxing, karate and shit. And that kind of fighting is in the ring, but this is in the street, dude. And there's always the fear that, okay, you better get your phone ready. You better lock up your stuff, and where's your paperwork? I hate that, dude. I hate what you did to me, man. And to this cop here that I've never met, it's really not fair to him. And, hopefully, when he calls in my plate and fucking identity, they'll just tell him to leave me the fuck alone. That, oh yeah, that's Daniel. We stay away from him. I don't know. I dream this is what they say, put out an APB. Don't fuck with this guy, because you're automatically wrong, and we harassed the shit out of him, and we destroyed the life that he was trying to make initially anyway. So now he's got to settle for a fucking half-assed life that's not really as good as the one he was, forthright in building, because we harassed him and we stuck up for a fucking security guard scumbag. I think his name is Dennis Sigford. Piece of fucking shit. Anyway, I wish they just would have fucking charged him with the crime. They should have did that, dude. They would have saved their own face, because it's not lawful to call and lie to the police and have tax dollars and 911 hung up on that shit. So it's like, here's 10 minutes, and it took 10 minutes to go through that, and, to get, nervous, so until the guy came up, and there's another couple minutes, and there's another 10 minutes. Nobody pays for that. I don't get that back. And for anybody that doesn't know, maybe you should have the fucking shit beat out of you by the police, have all your stuff taken away and ransacked on the side of the road, and then be told you're not in court, and then fucking, have to do fucking jail time for no reason. Maybe you need to go through that to see where I'm at. You ever sit in fucking handcuffs for hours, dude, and stand up in a fucking box with ankle cuffs and handcuffs on, and you're not allowed to sit down? Or how about being in the back of a shit-ass police cruiser, all scum seat, with the hot and then cold turned on to fucking fuck with you while you're watching all your shit get parted out on the side of the road and all your artwork and papers, half of them are blowing away because they're trying to find something that's not there. I mean, you never dealt with it. And if you did something wrong or you fucking whatever, or you're committing a crime, then that's you. I'm not the same as you. And I don't want people say, oh, it's no big deal, you get over it. No, because these are the kind of instances that fucking bring it back. And I just hate it. And I just hate it. And I just fucking hate it. And, how do you move past that? It's like, okay, do I go to another town, another city, and do the same thing? Because, like, when I come into a town, if I'm going to stay any length of time, I talk to the police and the sheriff, okay? And I say, hey, I'm here. I'm not a criminal. Take a look at me. Take a look at what I'm in, and this is what I do. So if people call on me, you're supposed to know that ahead of time. I've checked in and done the noble thing. But no, it's like, it's just so tiring. I don't know, it's just really crappy, and I don't want to talk about this right now, but the thoughts that go in my head and the circumstance with the police interaction, like, I don't want to think about it now, but I'm thinking about it, and if I don't do stuff like this, then I'm just thinking about it again. So I'm going to post this video, and then I'm going to post the next one, which is me talking to the policeman. And it's just not fair. It's not fair what them crappy ass cops and that piece of fucking shit security guard did. It's not fair. It's not fair to this guy. It's not fair to me. It's not fair to the police department or the town. And it's like, it's crazy. And it happens so many times. Hey.